Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we'll continue our ETS work and we'll start working practical part. We'll program our kit together to control the lights and shutters together and make a scene as well. So let me start by showing you the kit that we're going to use and tell you more about the KNX devices that we have in hand. Okay, let me share the screen. Now you should be seeing this screen. Okay, this is the kit in hand. Okay, so let me go and try to explain it to you in some basic details. Okay, as you can see, the kit here shows you the device. The devices are connected together using KNX cables. So the KNX cables come from the power supply. This is a power supply. This is an Elsner brand, a German brand. Okay, and it also has a USB interface built in it. So I can connect my kit to my laptop using USB interface like that. Just connecting the USB cable here. Then I will use it later to program the device. Then what you see, this is the green cable. These are KNX cables, okay? And it's going from the power supply to the KNX devices. So I have here multi-channel actuator. I have a dimmer. I have daily gateway from ABB. I have also control unit from ABB. I have here a screen and a touchpad, but I'm not using this touchpad or the screen in this video. I will use another keypad, which I have here in my hand. Okay, from Vitrum keypad, I will use the 6 buttons to program it together. It's not connected yet, so I'll connect it later. As you can see, the cables are going using the red and the black cable, okay? Using the bus connector, and going from the power supply to the KNX devices together. All KNX devices will have connection to the KNX bus. I also have some lamps in here, so I have one lamp here, okay? This one, this is connected to the multi-channel actuator to control it a relay on off. Also, I have a dimmer here. Okay, this dimmer also having a lamp here where I can change the intensity of the light up or down, as you can see, or turn it off. I will do also this from the keypad I have in hand. I have also some lamps here. This for the shutters to simulate an up or a down movement for the motor. Then in this video, I'll use this multi-channel actuator, dimmer, keypad, control this lamp, and this shutter. In the later video, we'll talk about how to control daily lights. This is the daily gateway. We'll talk also about how to control fan coil unit for the air condition. Okay, but this will be a different video. Each KNX device will have a button called the programming button. We'll use this later to program the device. And also most of them should have something we call local buttons like that, where I can control the relay from here locally. I don't have to control it using only the ATS, but I can control it here, open the relay, close the relay from this button. This is what we call local buttons. Of course, all the devices will have the KNX connection, and then the connection related to the load. As an example, this is a relay, so it will have an input connection and output connection, and then the relay will close the connection between the red and the yellow cable. When I close the connection, then the load will work on. In a later video also, I'll show you the connection in more details. So what we are going to do today, that we take this keypad, program each button to do something. So let me now connect the keypad. The keypad also have here a KNX connection. So I use the KNX cable I have in my hand. Okay, let me get it in a better way. And I connect the keypad using the KNX cable. Like that, you see? It can only go in one direction. Like that. Now it's connected. See, it's blinking. I'll put it here. So we can later also check it together and it's visible on the camera itself. And we'll start programming this together. Program this together, so one button will do something, another button will do something else. Okay. Now we know about the hardware, so let's go and start implement this setup on our ATS. Okay, let me get the screen far. In the ATS last time, we had this project created, and we had 2 rooms created. The normal way that after creating building structure, we start inserting the devices that will be located in these rooms. Okay. After that, we start configuring the parameters of the devices and connect them together using group address. So let's start step by step. Now I have a DB room and I have a meeting. DB room, I want to insert two devices, which are a multifunction activator, this one. Let me show you. This one is a multifunction actuator and the dimmer. These are the rail devices that will be inserted in the DB room. Then I will insert the keypad in the meeting room. Okay, then we'll start configuring those devices together. So let's go back to ETS. When I start here in DB room, when I click add devices, see by default it's opening another panel. This is a panel for the catalog for the devices. These are the devices that we downloaded already in the first step, if you remember. Here you can see that all the KNX manufacturers, and within each manufacturer, you have all the devices for the KNX. When you start insert a device, you normally look on it by something we call the order number. The order number is a very simple way. In a very simple way, this is something like the model number. It's a unique number for the model of the KNX device. So let's go and see how we can insert those devices. So first, I need to insert this device. This is a new device. Let's go. This is a new device. Okay, you can see here a new device. And if you go a little bit further here in the model number, you can see that it's saying IT slash space KNT space 004. So this is the model number. I come here and I go search IT space KNT space 004. And I got only one device, this device. This device is saying that I'm a new device, and this application program is working for the 4th channel, 8th channel, 16th channel. Mine is 004, so it's a 4th channel, okay? And it's a TP device. By the way, if I click here and go to property, I can even see the model of the device, different models of the devices. You can see the power consumption of the device in milliampere. And I can see the technical documentation can even download. Okay, so let me go back here. So now I need to insert the device here. I can do it in many ways. I can double click here, insert here. I can go drag and drop here, or I can see here on item building part in DB room. I can say add. Okay, so I do the simple way by dragging and dropping. When I drag or drop a device, it's now in the room. And if I click here and go to the properties, I can see the property of the device. By default, it's taking an individual address 1.1.1, since this is the first device in the line 1.1 that we created already during creation. And we'll talk about this in some details later. Then I need to create the second device. The second device is the dimmer, this one. If I click on it and see, it's an electron device. See, it's an electron device. And the name is DM01. Okay, so I come here and I go there and I see DM01. In some ways, you could see that it might not be there. So in sometimes the device description or the device model is not inserted yet in the KNX account. Like in this case, if you don't see the device here, then you can go to the website of the manufacturer, you download a file. The file normally comes with an extension VD5, maybe VD4, or KNX Prod, KNX PROD. And then you click import. If you do that, you can find your devices. Let me show you some devices, by the way. Something like that. So these are devices that I imported from the manufacturer website to my KNX, to my ETS account. An example, this is the dimmer. So if you don't find the dimmer, then the dimmer file is not there. But you can come here and say import. You click on open, and then the wizard will go through. At the end, you'll find it here. So in my case, I will put it here, drag and drop. As you can see, it took already 1.1.2. Now I have two devices in the DB room. Then I go to the meeting room. Now I need to insert the keypad. The keypad, I know it's named already. It's switch 6. See it here. From Vitrum, an Italian brand, very fancy one. Also TP device. And then I drag and drop. Now I have 3 devices, you see. If I come here, let me close this one. I don't need it anymore. I come here now. I check the floor one. Floor one, I have 3 devices. One is the DNU multi-channel actuator. One is the dimmer, okay, and one is the keypad from Vitrum, and the address is here. If I want to change any address, by the way, I can just click in here and go here. Then I can change an address, or I can change the address with another address that shouldn't be existing. So I can change it to 1.1.5, go back to 1.1.3. It's fine. I cannot make it 1.1.2. You see an error coming because I already have 1.1. I cannot make it 1.1.0 because if you recall, 1.1.0 will be reserved for a line coupler or a backbone coupler. It should be a line coupler. So now I have 3 devices here. What I need now to do is start configuring those devices to work together. So I need to configure the parameters. What I'm going to do in parameters first, in my first device, come here. As you can see, I have here 4 channels. Let me get this up. Okay. 4 channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, reading A1, A2, B1, B2. What I need to do is to configure the A1 and A2 as a relay. So when I click on and off, I can close them. They're not connected. And I want to make B1 and B2 not relays, not normal relays, but I need to combine them together, interlock them together to simulate a shutter, okay, a motor. In a motor, you cannot have both directions going together. So if you are going clockwise or up, in some cases, it will be one direction. Then, but if you choose the other direction, then the power will be cut off from the first one automatically. Okay. So let me go BTS again, and let's see what kind of parameters they can have here. So as you can see here, these are the parameters. Parameters are in a very simple way, are the configuration for the whole device. So this is the global configuration for the whole device. If you are a beginner, then I always recommend that you go here, you see this one, highlight changes, and click on it, activate it. When you activate it, then any changes you do against the default parameters will be highlighted in yellow. Okay. So when I activate this one, and I can come here, first thing I can notice that it's saying that the actuator is 8 output channels. I have options for 4 output channels, 8 output channels, 16 output channels. Mine is 4 output channels, so I choose 4 output channels. Note here also, by the way, that it's giving me A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, D1, D2, depending on 8 output channels. I have only 4 output channels. So once I choose here 4 output channels, you see this becoming in yellow, telling me that you changed this from the default. And it was reflected here that you only have now 4 outputs, which is A1, A2, B1, B2. Then I need also to configure that A1 and A2 keep as a relay, so 2 switch actuators working individual, but I need to combine B1 and B2 together to work as a shutter actuator. So I can come here, leave this one as 2 switch actuator, but I come here and say that channel B operating mode would be 1 channel blind roller actuator. When I click on this one, automatically there is no B1 and B2 anymore, but I can see it, there is only blind roller E. Okay. Also remember here, whatever you change here in the parameters will be reflected on the group objects. Group objects are a reflection of the parameters. So as an example, when I said that A1, A2 are relays, but B is a blind, you can see here that the description is coming that A1 is a relay, so it can switch it on or off. A2 is also a relay, it can switch it on or off. Okay, but B is coming as blind or move up and down. They come here again and say, okay, let me make this one also a relay. So I have A1, A2, B1, B2. This is the default. Then also the group objects will be reflected, telling me that B1 and B2 also are on and off. So whenever I change here, it will be reflected here. And group objects are very important because these are the ones that I'm going to connect to my group address, in my group address. So at the end, I'm connecting group object from here to group object from another device, so they can communicate together by sending and receiver by making working together. So I go back and make channel B as 1 channel blind actuator. Okay, so blind B, and then I will continue. So now I configure this one, that channel A output A1, where I'm connecting my lamp, is a relay actuator. Now I go to the keypad here. This is the Vitrum keypad. It has 6 buttons because this button it has 7 buttons, but this button, this one, is not active because I'm not connecting it. So I'm working with 6 buttons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 channels. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is come here. Where is the 6 channel configuration? I have 6 buttons, and all buttons are not configured at all. So I will need to configure the first one to act as on activation. So we can say activation on press or release, or activation on short and long press. I choose activation on press or release. Or I cannot combine release and press, so I choose one of them. So I see activation on press. What I need to do on press, I want to say even send an off command or an on command or a toggle command. If you are sending an off command, then you are switching the relay to off. If you're sending a non command, you are switching the relay on. If you're sending a toggle command, then you are switching the relay on in case it was off, or off in case it was on. So you are reversing the direction. So I will choose the toggle command. Okay. And I can see here the group objects is coming, reflecting this, telling me that there is button 1 now, and it's sending an on and off. Also, take a look on this. The length is 1 bit because sending on or off, so it's switching. It's 1 bit. If you go back to the theory part, there is something called DPT, which is 1 bit for switching. So this one is switching. If I come here, you can see here that that 1 bit part is a switching. Okay. This one. Now I have a group object telling me that this one, this button, channel 1, button 1, is acting as a switching or an activation. And also I have my channel 1, output A1 in my relay, in my multi-channel actuator acting as a relay. So I need that when I press the button, okay, when I press this button, I needed to send a command on 1 or 0 to this button or this channel, which is connected to this lamp, which is there. Okay, so I need to do this via the keypad. So I need to combine them together, the keypad and the channel actuator, the output A1, in something we call a group address. Okay, so I come here, go to panels, and I choose group address. Then group address will be open. As you can see, I don't have any group address yet. So I need to create a group address. Group address is a combination, is the way to make sure that those devices are connecting and talking together. Okay. So I go to group address. To create a group address, we have 3-level structure. We said that 3-level structure to make a categorization. So my system is organized somehow. So I choose the main one first. And the best practice in the main group address is the floor number. So in my case, it will be floor 1. In this case, when I'm looking at any group address or group function within floor 1, it will be here. Under floor 1, I can create main. Middle. See, here I was creating main, but if it's choosing the main, and create middle. So in the middle group address, I choose, normally we do it based on the function itself. So lighting, AC, FCU. Sometimes you say lighting on, off, or dimming, or RGB. In my case, I would say lighting. So any group address related to lighting in floor 1 will be created here. Now I can create a group address. Now even the interface is different. So when I create group address, in the group address, normally you put an enough description. So you need to put a description that will make you aware of what you are doing. So in my case, I can say that group address is for controlling main light. We can say essential plane. We can say the meeting room. Okay, meeting room on, off, or toggle on, because I'm toggling it. Okay. So you see, group address created. By the way, group address are coming by addresses as well. So this 0, 0, 1. So this is the address of the group address. If I want to change anything in the group address or the middle group address or the main group address, I can come here, choose, and go to property and change what I want to change. The name I can change, the address even I can change. Okay. Good. This group address, I need to put the 2 devices that will talk together. In my case, I want to put the keypad. So I go here, see the group objects in here. I'm already choosing the keypad. Put group objects. I want this button, when pressed, to send a data to the relay. So I drag this one and drop it. Now it is already in the group address. I want this one, this button, to send the data to what? To the relay. So I go to the relay, to the multi-channel actuator. Which one? Which one here, I wanted to talk to A1 because A1 is the one I have my lamp connected to. So I'll also drag this one and drop. Okay. Now I have a group address telling me that there is a sender here, which is the button. When the button is sending a data, as a 1 or a 0, it will control the relay switch. Okay, A1. Fine. Now this all is being done on my laptop. I need now to configure this to be reflected on the device itself. Okay. To do this, I need to connect my USB cable. So it's already connected to my kit. I will connect it also to my laptop. Let me show you something here. You see this one? Once I connect the cable, find automatically something is coming, which is the USB interface. So once you connect the USB cable to your laptop, it will be detected automatically in here. So now I'm connected. So now what I need to do, I need to download these settings from my laptop to the device. Before I do that, I want to do something. I will tell you why I'm going to do. So I go to this Vitrum. I also need here, if I go to Vitrum and I click here, there is something here called serial number. So I need to get the serial number of the Vitrum keypad. Normally it's on the back or on the bag itself. I should be having here somewhere. So it should KNX Practical training, open new tab. Okay, serial numbers. So I keep all my serial numbers in here. This is a Vitrum keypad. Copy. Control C. Then I can close this one and go to Vitrum again here. And I can choose this one to edit the serial number and paste the serial number here. So now I pasted the serial number here. So if I check here again, there's a serial number here now. This function, by the way, is only available after 6.1.1. I will tell you why. But now let's go back. So now I have my devices, group addresses. I want to download this. To download a device, I need to download either the application program, which is all the settings, or the address in the beginning, or all, meaning the address, or the application, and the application program. So in the beginning, I will do download both. Right. If I'm standing on one device and they come here and say download any of this option, I'm only affecting this device. If I'm in a room, like the DB room, and say download, I'm only affecting the devices in the DB room. If I go to floor 1 and say download, I'll be downloading all the devices in floor 1. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'll download all the devices in the floor 1. So what I'm going to do, so now I will download all the floor 1. So I can come here, okay? And I go to download. I can choose download all, which will download the application and the address, or I can download only the address or only the application. So the first time I will do it, I will do download all to show you how it's being done. Okay. If you choose download one all, see here, it's telling me which device I'm going to download, which interface I'm going to use. I will say the USB interface, and I click OK. Now we'll start to download this. As you can see, now it's coming to the first device and telling me press programming device. Let me get this as well and try to noise it a bit. So now you have everything in front of you. Okay. Let me also try to make this a little bigger. Because now it's asking me which device here is the 1.1.1 because I don't have an address yet. And telling me, please press programming button. This is the only option I have. So if I go here to my device, you see this is my device. There's here a button called programming button. When I click on it, now it's in red. You can see now it's in red. And once I made it red, the device, the ETS recognized that now there's a device in red. So this is the device I'm going to download. So it goes directly starting download. And here even you see that was dashes. Now the dashes are not dashes anymore. We getting a green mark saying that's downloaded. So started always with the address. Then it will go to the configuration, programming, parameters, group addresses together. Okay. Once it's done with this device, then everything should be in green. Then it will go to the other device. And the sequence, as you can see, is going from 1.1 to 1.2, 1.3. So it goes with the first address you have. So the way to program the first time, then you need to press the programming button. So you have to have physical access to the device itself. If you know the address already, then you don't need to choose the programming button because you know the address. If you don't change the address, then you don't need to change the address. You can see now the loading is almost finished. Once it's done, it will now all here will be green. And also the dimmer will start working as well. You see, now it's all green. Now it's asking me which device is the dimmer 1.1.2. So I go here and this is the programming button. I need to do the screw drive. I clicked on it. Now it's red. This one is red. So if you can see it or not. Now the dimmer is starting to program as well. And the same sequence is being done. So dimmer now also now being programming. Programming meaning what? Taking my application program and putting it. If I'm choosing a wrong device, then it will most probably give me an error here. If the address is in conflict, so the address I'm using is already with a different address, also give it. Now it's going to the VTROM, and here is the VTROM. You can see that the keypad, there are different options coming. So still can press programming button, or I can use the serial number. So starting from version 6.1.1, I can also put the serial number. Instead of pressing any button to have a physical access, I can just say use serial number. Okay, then start going to the device directly, programming it, because now this new feature allows me, if I know the serial number of the device, then ETS will be able to find the device without pointing it by the programming button. And I always do that for the keypads because the keypad, the programming button is in the back. So I need to unlock it from the wall to put it. So this file will do it. So let's see now. Now all devices are downloaded, all in green. And now, let me enlarge this one. Now, based on my configuration, when I press this one, then you can see that light is on. And if I press it again, it will be off because it's a toggle. Let's go through something together here. So if I press it on, it's on. Off, it's a toggle. Let's say now I pressed it on. Then normally the next one will be off. But if I took it here, so I make this one off from the local button, and if I press again, you can see that nothing is happening because it still think it's on. So it's sending an off command. However, the relay already off, so nothing is happening. But the next one will be on. So the issue here that the keypad doesn't know exactly the status of the actuator because the actuator is not telling the keypad any feedback. So what I need to do now, this is one part, that I need to send a feedback from the actuator to the keypad. So the keypad, when sending toggling, it knows if the actuator is on or off. The other one is, you see this, there's blue ring. If I make it on, still blue, so nothing's changed. So maybe this lamp is outside, and I need to see the status of the lamp from here. So I need this blue LED to change depending on the status of the lamp. Maybe if it's on, I need it red or green. Okay. So let's see how can we change that. Let me minimize this one. Let's go to the parameters. So what I need is minimize this one. What I need now to do that I need to connect a feedback from the relay to a feedback from the keypad. So let me go to the relay. I cannot see any feedback object for output A1. So if I go to parameters, if I cannot see anything in the group objects, then I can check the parameters. I go to parameters and go to output A1. Let me see if I can find any feedback here. There is a switch feedback. See what will happen if I choose always or only after change. Two things will happen. First, this will be yellow because I changed the parameter here, and the group objects increased by 1. So now I have output A1 feedback. So now I'm telling that the relay will send the feedback. I want this feedback to be received by the keypad. So I go to the keypad here, I cannot also see any feedback from button 1. We go to parameters, channel configuration, button 1. I can see that there is a feedback object, which is disabled by default. If I enabled, remember this one is 10. Once enabled, it will be 11. 11 grow objects, meaning that now I also have a button feedback. Now I have a button feedback, and I have from the relay a switch feedback. Now I need them to talk together. So this one is sending data to the keypad. To do this how? Using a group address. So I come here to lighting, add group address. I can use the same way. I can say main light feedback. Normally you put the name, the exact name that you are having. Should be a name that will describe you to what you have. Now I need to link the feedback from the relay. See? Need to link it with the feedback from the keypad. This will solve me the issue that the keypad doesn't know the status of the relay, but will not solve me the issue that the LED, the blue ring, is not reflecting that. But I can see that the output A1 has already an LED. So I need also to take the LED in here to receive. So when I read this one, meaning what? The sender here is the relay feedback for this one. Okay? This is the sender. Most of the time, the sender will have in the flags a T flag on, and it will send its status on or off to the feedback object of the keypad to the LED object of the keypad. So the keypad also will change depending on the relay itself. Now this is done. I can go now for one. I can check. I can see that now I have changed the parameters and the group address of the keypad, the actuator, and the keypad. This is why now it has a dash, not a green mark anymore. I go now to this main light and choose download. Now I'll not do download all because the address is already configured. I only need to download application. Okay. Now the application will start downloading. It should only take the parameters and the group addresses. Okay. Not the address, and I don't need to change to click on any button because already I have my buttons clicked. Okay. Because I already have my address configured, so I don't need to click on programming button or anything like that. Once I'm done, now I can test it now. Once you are familiar with the action of creating group addresses and configuring parameters, then you'll find that the programming is very simple. So once we're done with this on-off, we'll do the dimmer, we'll do also the shutter. You'll see that it's fairly simple to do a programming in ETS. It's not that complicated. You just need to understand what is the sequence to do. Some group address rules. In a group address, you only need to have one sender, and you can have multi-receivers. So in my case, as an example, this group address, I have one sender, which is the relay feedback, and multi-receivers. In my case, it was the feedback to the button, also need the feedback to the LED. But you shouldn't have more than one sender in the same group address. Otherwise, the data and the results will be not anticipated. The other thing that in the group address, all sizes should be the same. So it should be all 1 bit, 1 byte, 4 bits. These sizes of the group objects should be the same. You see here all 1 bit. Okay. If you try to insert in the group address, something other than the same size, it will not work. The ETS will give you an error. But now it should be working. So let's get the camera on. Let's start pressing here. Now there is a difference. When I pressed here, see that this LED now is yellow. If I pressed again, now it's blue. Let me say that I'm not pressing from the keypad, but I do the same from here. What happened now? The feedback came from the relay to the keypad, telling the keypad now I'm on. So automatically the LED of the keypad is changed to yellow. And if I click here now, it goes off. Okay, because the feedback now coming from here to here, so they are in total sync together. This is the important one. So in this case, if you are reading a book or something, they will always tell you that control lights on off using one button, toggle button, then you have to have two group address. One for the action itself and one for the feedback as well. So two group address. Let me close the session on this one so you can have time to check it. The next session, inshallah, we'll do the dimming, the shutters, and the scene together. Okay? See you in the next session, inshallah. If you have any question, let me know, and see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.